0.2 seconds.
Read. I like reading. I enjoy knitting. I yarn. Do you yarn? Is that what it is?
Where's Faith right now? I feel like Faith would just love eat this conversation up, to be honest.
What? Yeah, you knit. I pray, obviously. Duh.
Through your skylight?
Yeah, I pray baby Jesus through my skylight. And I'm like, hey, baby Jesus, I know Sunday's allegedly your day, but can you help me out with some football stuff? Because that's what's truly important to me.
Obviously. Yeah. I mean, it's for the day of rest, but there is no rest for the wicked. So,
No.
Oh, we've been live for 45 seconds, hey? I'm really tired this week, guys.
No one watches this show. It's fine.
I didn't even notice.
I mean, viewership last week was not great, but I'm glad it wasn't great because we kind of bombed last week. But we'll get into that in a second. Cody, do you know what's going on with the show? Did you look at the show sheet at all? Do you glimpse at it?
I just finished my Undercover Ops show about 20 minutes ago. Grabbed a burger, opened up the show sheet, ate the burger, came back up here, didn't read it.
So essentially, if you have some free time, if you want to do it, at the very bottom, we pick a quarterback that's outside of the top 15. We pick wide receiver and running back that's outside the top 20, and we pick a tight end that's outside the top 15 that has a chance to finish inside the top 12 in the ESPN rankings. We'll get to that here in a second, and we'll get this show on the road. We already have people in the comments.
I'm so glad we're live for Explain the Show Sheet. That's such a thrilling topic that everybody gets to see. I know that everyone just thinks, man, I wish I could have more access to the behind-the-scenes footage of these guys talking.
This is Fantasy Intervention. Now here to intervene with your fantasy life, Shane Manila, Jakob Sanderson, and Chase Vernon.
Shane, why isn't your name Shane Vanilla? That would be way doper. I just thought about that.
I think that's actually a question that needs to be answered before we actually move on.
I feel that's extremely racist. And I expect nothing less from a Canadian who basically aren't even real people.
Rip.
You don't find any Canadian day. Shane, do you have any commentary on the Canadian election from this week?
Oh, I'm pulling for Justin Trudeau, even though
he won. Actually, the election already happened.
Well, good. I like him. He's a progressive. I'm all for him.
Wait, was that actually one of the guys?
Yeah,
it's our prime minister.
Oh shit!
He was bullshitting.
You were just coming up with a random Canadian name.
No,
that was amazing. Oh man, I love it.
That was great.
I love it.
Oh my
Chase's
goodness.
Canadian knowledge is really.
It's through the
roof. I can't wait to clip that.
So Trudeau had another incident where he wore blackface come out this week, but Canadians are like, we don't care. That's fine. You be as racist as you want to. We'll keep voting for you. But no. So let's get into the football. I don't care about the Canadians. No.
Oh God. Welcome on Fantasy Intervention. This is another Wednesday night shit show ready to take over y'all's lives. We have started sick questions that will come up in the chat. Of course, we have a couple different things that are coming up, such as where do we mess up last week? Where do we get it right? Really. And we pretty much messed up everything. We also have a series where, we look at post waiver wire pickups, flex starts, and then of course the finale as to where we argue about which quarterbacks, which running backs, which wide receivers, and which tight ends don't really have a chance of finishing at the top 12, but we could see a way as to where they do. We need to get them in our lineup. So go ahead and line up.
If they do have a way, us picking them will eliminate that way.
It's possible. It's possible. We were good last year. We're just getting warmed up this year, of course. But yeah, if you guys have any starter sit questions, please make sure y'all include them in the chat. We will hammer them out as we go. But yeah, Shane has a question. Shane.
Yeah, I'd also like to add to our audience. I'm more of a trade guy. So if you want to send trade questions,
trade alert.
I'm really good at those. And
we
also,
need to get a cowbell for that.
I was just helping my son with integers. Apparently, I'm a fucking monster with those too. So if you got any questions on 7th grade math, hit your boy up.
Oh God, integers are the shit though. I appreciate that. And dude, we're already having questions fly in. We will get to those, but let's go ahead and start out with where we messed up last week, where we got it right. And I'm going to start out with the good. We had 2 good ones out of every position that we picked last week. Out of everything that we decided, we had 2 players land in the top 12. They were both quarterbacks. Of course, Jakob, he conquered the top positional feed at quarterback with Teddy Bridgewater finishing with 11th overall. How do you feel about that? Are you going to end up purchasing a trophy to reward yourself? Are you going to be, trouncing around your living room just saying, hey, you called Teddy Bridgewater as a top 12 quarterback for week 2?
No, I'm not going to do that because I felt when I woke up this morning that I had a pitiful performance last week. And I was thinking about how far behind I must be of you two after I'd already struggled in week 1. And then I got the show sheet and I realized that I actually won last week. You did. And my immediate reaction was I texted the group chat and I said, fuck, how shitty were you guys? Because I couldn't imagine how I was victorious. So Teddy Bridgewater was my one decent call. That's nice. A fun fact that Josh Larkey tweeted out is that Cortland Sutton actually has more air yards through 2 games than Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh my
which is
God.
Incredible.
Oh, that's
so
a
Teddy
great tweet.
Bridgewater
That's
is just chucking the ball down the field. But I'll tell you this much. If I was going to purchase a trophy, and I hope that my picks this week are much better, I know where I would purchase that trophy, Chase. Where would I go?
Oh man, you beat me to the punch. We're just going to kick it off this whole episode with the Trophy Smack promo. Of course, TrophySmack.com. You guys ever watch Shark Tank? You guys know you've seen it on Shark Tank, where Mark Cuban, along with the 4 of the Sharks, invest in this one company because the company's so awesome. They have the best trophies in the entire world. TrophySmack.com, right? And if you use promo code CIRCLE, once again, this promo code CIRCLE, you actually get a free $60 ring with your purchase of a trophy or a belt. Just make sure that ring is in your cart with the trophy or a belt. Once again, that's TrophySmack.com. As for the things that we got wrong, that we don't want to buy things from Trophy Smack off of, like the loser belt, the whole toilet bowl that goes around your neck. That's obviously something that we don't want to purchase, but we deserve to get that. I might have to purchase that for all 3 of us, and we might have to wear it around our neck for the rest of the episode if we bomb like we did this week. But real quick, let's go through a
Jacob or Chase. Let me just say this: the reason that I'm not good at
picking, I don't think we have a lot in common.
The reason I have. Here's why I have trouble picking starters from bad players, a list of bad players, is because I pick draft good players. And that kind of makes the decision-making process a lot easier for me.
When you're like, all top 20 options for every position.
Most positions, and if I don't, I just trade for them because I'm that good.
That makes sense. Yeah. That makes plenty of sense. I
can we introduce our guest?
Oh, I will. I was actually going to introduce him by, sitting here and going through this question because we have Cody Carpentier in the chat, who is one of Player Profiler's most esteemed, employees over there. Like, he is one of the best people that you could listen to. I was actually just praising his podcast because over there on Player Profiler or the Roto Underworld on podcasts, he has this show that he does where it lasts 20 minutes and you get all this packed information in 20 minutes. So when I'm walking my dog, I'm not kidding you guys. When I'm walking my dog, I think it's every Tuesday morning. Correct me if I'm wrong, Cody. I think it's every Tuesday morning it comes out. I walk my dog and I listen to this episode and it is packed full of information. Welcome on in, Cody. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Yeah, that's the the Undercovered Ops show. I do it live on Wednesdays, and then it drops on usually Thursdays. But I think we're going to move it to Friday this week, anyways. But yeah, that's just try to get a week ahead, stay a week ahead as far as the waiver goes. The first show, I will flex a little bit. Before the season started, I was telling people to go grab KJ Osborne, Juwan Johnson, and I got kind of, I guess you could say, lucky. The situation fell right, and both guys hit. Even Zay Jones on Monday Night Football.
That's pure skill. If you can call KJ fucking Osborne, that's skill.
Yeah, I don't like to flex that shit, but that's the goal of, I guess, fantasy is right to stay a week ahead if you can get a week ahead. And if you had Elijah Mitchell before, you're smiling because you didn't drop all your fab on him. If you had KJ Osborne before, now people are coming week 3, they're like, hey, dude, you got to go at him. Well, dude, you already got him rostered because you're paying attention. It's kind of the goal behind it. So yeah.
Well, Cody, we're going to start out with our first question in the chat, right? Because this is what we do with every guest. We put them on the spot, and we want to sit here and we want to look at, these two different options, right? We want to look at Chase Claypool or Mike Davis, I'm guessing in the flex position. Which one would you actually start for this week 3 matchup, Chase Claypool or Mike Davis?
Claypool. Easy. Mike Davis is literally splitting opportunities with Cordero Patterson, and Cordero Patterson looks better, as terrible as that sounds. And Claypool's getting the Bengals secondary, which is garbage. Trey Waynes has been out. That's the only speed they have on the back end. Eli Apple, Chidobe Awuzie, miss me with that. Mike Hilton's bad. He's going to be on Juju. Chase Claypool's he should get the opportunities. That's what Pittsburgh's been doing, has been keeping it within the first 5 yards or going 30+ down the field, and that's your opportunity. All he needs is one ball, and he's going to pay off outscoring Mike Davis every week. So I'm taking Chase Claypool there.
And it's looking like Deontay is unlikely to play, right? And so we might actually see Claypool run every route this week, which would be great.
And that's why y'all need to follow.
What was that, Shane?
So I used to have a hat that showed the underside, and this room would appear inside of my hat all the time, and it freaked me out. But yeah, no, that's why you guys need to go check out Cody over there on Twitter at Carpentier NFL, at Carpentier NFL. Go check him out on Twitter. Go give him a follow. If you guys have any questions for him, he will answer all those questions. We got one more question. We'll go ahead and do a group answer on this one, and then we'll hop into our next section. Should I start Brandon Cooks with Mills playing? He's currently in my RB/wide receiver spot for flex PPR. I think we have to know a little bit more about the other players that are there, but are you guys afraid of Brandon Cooks?
Yes.
I don't need any more information.
Yeah.
Is Brandon Cooks on your roster? Great, start him.
Yeah.
I love Brandon Cooks, man. He's quarterback proof.
Look, the only thing that scared me off of Brandon Cooks in the last 5 years was the concussions when he was getting them every other week.
Yeah.
And that's why I try to get off of him in Dynasty. If it was never for the concussions, though, he'd get the recognition he deserves in the fantasy community. The dude's a stud. He just is. I mean, I don't care who your other flex is. You're playing him. Do it.
Oh, you seem more hesitant.
Yeah, well, not hesitant because I kind of learned my lesson last week. I had Denzel Ward number 2 in the cornerback rankings coming into last week, and he was matched up with Brandon Cooks, and Cooks did his thing. He got 13 targets. He paid off, and that kind of showed me what he was and how they're going to treat him in this offense. And then I'm breaking down like the usages, and it's Chris Conley at number 2 now with Nico Collins out. It's Andre freaking Roberts at number 3 getting actual run. Yeah, this last week, yeah. Andre Roberts.
Oh, that's the guy who used to be a kick returner in Buffalo? Is that him?
Yeah, dude. Legitimately,
it took me a while to figure out who he was.
And the Cardinals, and for Washington.
And Farrell Brown, Jordan Akins. Yuck, dude.
And then it's David Johnson.
And then David Johnson, who they don't even know what they're doing.
4 running backs. They let 4 different running backs get 10 snaps last week.
Now, the only reason I'm hesitant with Cooks is because of that. There's nobody there. AJ Bouye is going to come off the suspension. I don't know if he's going to play this week or next, but Dante Jackson and J.C. Horn are very good, and they're very underrated. And I think Brandon Cooks is going to be fine, but if this pass rush can do anything to get Davis Mills off his spot, we could be in for a Josh Freeman like primetime game. And I'm here for it, but for Brandon Cook's sake, I think he's going to be fine.
Yeah.
And honestly, I feel like that could actually happen because of the fact that it's the only person they have to guard. But in addition, they're not going to be able to run the ball. And they're not going to be able to set up play action fake on 2nd and 3rd downs like they have been able to over the past, few games this season. We're sitting there, we're looking at Shane's getting frustrated with this. But I mean, we're talking about Davis Mills literally having to go for 3rd and 10 on every one, and the Carolina defense being able to tee off on Davis Mills on every single play. Plus, we're also going to be limited in snaps because the Texans are probably most likely not going to be passing as much as they did. I believe they're 6th rated in plays per game so far this season. I don't see that this upcoming week because we're not going to see drives extended. And so for Brandon Cooks to get 13 targets, Davis Mills is going to have to throw probably 30 to 40 times minimum, because he's probably going to get at least a 50% target share just because there's nobody else on that team. Yeah. But I mean, honestly, I don't know if we're going to be able to see that amount of offensive snaps in order for Brandon Cooks to be relevant, because I think they're going to take away the deep ball.
Yeah. It was an easy start this week. The Carolina defense, you start them.
Yeah. Oh,
just
yeah.
real quick, Chase, though. It doesn't matter if the running game actually works. Play action works. Your running game doesn't actually have to be good for play action to work.
No, because then you just play four in the rushing the line, like 5 maybe. Like you play a middle linebacker that can cover the gaps with a safety that plays inside the box, but you don't need for that to work.
Shane's gonna find the article.
The freaking Panthers thing is like
does he have an article?
They can rush 4 and get to the quarterback. That's the scary thing, is that they can rush 4, have 7 kick back, and there's nothing that Houston, like Davis Mills is literally on, what's he get 2 days to practice between that game Sunday and now, like as getting first team reps. I think we're in for, normally you see like Monday night, it's like, all right, the coming out party where you see these teams really take the next step. And I think the Panthers are in that situation where they can take that next step and be like a solid team. But we're going to see it on Thursday night against a shitty Houston team. And it wouldn't surprise me if we're seeing literally a 31-0, like under 100 yards passing from like, I'm not feeling
too good about the cereal box on Thursday night. That's my nickname for Davis Mills, by the way.
So just
real quick. I know Shane wants to hit. Shane wants to hit this so bad.
Hit it.
Oh, no. I was just saying, cause I don't just pull shit out of my ass. There's actual stats to back that up, by the way. Like play action passes are usually passes from play action from 2015 to 18 were completed at a 1.4% better clip. Average yards per attempt was 2.1 yards more. Average air yards per completion was 9.9 yards. Average yak was 1.2 yards more. It just, you pass better from the play action. It does not matter if I'm the running back and they fake the ball to me. It's the actual action that does it. Okay. So
I'll find the article that actually studies the correlation between play action and running efficiency, and there's basically none. But I have a quick question for Shane before we get into the main show. Okay, Shane. You said that you only draft good players, right? So that's why you suck at our game. Okay, can you confirm that? Is that is true?
I don't know. It might have been taken out of context.
Afraid.
This is our fantasy intervention league.
It's 2 weeks. How am I 0-4?
You've also been struggling to beat the league median.
That's unacceptable.
Oh my God, getting called out. But
how much?
In Shane's defense, he has like 58 leagues. So
league?
There was no buy-in. It was supposed to be $15 for a trophy. We'll see what happens by the end of the year. But let's go ahead and move on to this next section that I don't even know if we have anybody in here. But players that might have been dropped who you should give a look to. Did anybody actually prep for this
Visca Chenault, apparently, according to Twitter.
This is fucking stupid. So stupid, dude.
Who could have been
Brandon Ayuk, that's a real thing. I saw my buddy texted me in one of his dynasty leagues. Some dolt head traded Brandon Ayuk for KJ Osborne in the third. So, I'd be checking the waiver wire for him too.
I mean, we are kind of tendering towards like Facebook and ESPN leagues, right? So like, I mean, they're very shallow benches. I couldn't find anybody to drop in my roster that I wouldn't want to drop, but I might have dropped Brandon Ayuk for maybe Tony Pollard if he was out there, somebody like that. Tony Pollard was available in like 55% of leagues.
Oh my God. Not my leagues.
No, obviously not. We're talking about, normal people leagues, not obsessed, individuals.
So, ESPN and sleeper leagues, he was available in basically the same amount, 55% of those leagues.
Yeah,
these people are just rude. I would never allow Tony Pollard to ever.
But if you're limited, like, all right, so like my back end of my bench is like Rondo Moore, maybe like Terrace Marshall, possibly somebody like that. Like, are you dropping them to pick up Ayuk? If he gets dropped, you dropping them to?
Yeah, I would drop Marshall for Ayuk and redraft easily.
What about Kareem Hunt? Because I know you hate Kareem Hunt.
No, but I mean, I would never draft Kareem Hunt because I don't like drafting my backup running backs in round 6.
No, I'm saying if he got dropped though this past week, would you drop?
Sure. Yeah, I'd pick up Kareem Hunt. Yeah.
Is there anybody else that might have gotten dropped because this obvious section is not prepped whatsoever?
Can
Elijah Moore would be one for sure. If people
don't do that. This is a good player thing, right? Brandon Ayuk, why? Elijah Moore, why? Rondé Moore, why? Laviska, why? This literally happened. So you say a buddy texts you. A buddy texted me last week before, like, let's see, what was the date on this? The date was September 11th when this guy got dropped. And he got it dropped in favor of Tevin Coleman. September 11th was the day before week 1, right? He adds Tevin Coleman The team name is Natty Ice Pounders. So that should tell you everything right there. This guy, before he ever sees a snap in the NFL, drops Jamar Chase for Tevin Coleman in an ESPN 12-team league. My buddy texts me, bro, Jamar Chase is available on waivers. This is Tuesday night, so he sat on waivers all day Saturday. Didn't get added. And then we're talking Tuesday. He goes, Jamar Chase is available. How much should I put down? I go, how much money you got? He goes, $100. I go, all of it. He's like, really? I go, bro, you're not going to get another player the entire season that's going to do or can do what Chase can do. He's like, he's really that good? I go, bro, what? I stopped. I was like, dude, you know what? If you put less than 70% down, I'm not gonna help you or talk to you ever again about fantasy football. He put like $64 down. He got him, and some guy laughed at him. He's like, you paid too much for Jamar Chase. I was like, don't drop good players. And so yeah, this guy literally.
Wait, so what did you put on Elijah Mitchell, Cody?
I didn't put a freaking dollar on Elijah Mitchell.
Why? Because he's not a good player. Not for
so it's not that he's not
purposes.
Like yeah, for redraft purposes. So like back in like April, March and shit, I was like, all right, we're take Elijah Mitchell, stash him in Dynasty. But it was never like, oh, year one, he's going to be this godsend. And then you know what San Francisco does. It's the same thing Baltimore does. They come out and they say what they're going to do. We're not going to bell cow a guy like Najee Harris. We're going to give 7 dudes an opportunity. And now you see it. They've signed like how many dudes the last week? To
be fair, they're getting as many guys injured as they keep bringing in. Yeah. It's like
one's out, one's in. Boom, boom. And what's that tell you? That tells you that they're not going to roll a dude out there for 60%, even 50%. So why would you ever spend even 70% of your fab? And I've seen, obviously you saw the 90% and $900 in FFPC and all this shit. It's like, why? What are you doing? What are you gaining from that? Why don't you wait and wait for an opportunity where you know they're going to feature a guy? Because someone's going to get hurt. It's going to happen. It happens every year. And you're going to blow your money on Elijah Mitchell, who had a hip injury in camp. Like a hip injury.
Don't forget about Freeman last year, the one that everybody was talking to pick up for the Giants, and it was just a waste of money.
Complete waste. And this happens every year, and you just jump right in. It's like, okay, I get Elijah Mitchell. He's nice, but he's not going to be what, you're looking for Mike Davis.
He's a rotation back.
He's a rotation. What they compared him to was Raheem Mostert. They said that, whatever, there's this long article about how Elijah Mitchell's college coaches looked at San Francisco, talked to San Francisco, and said they molded him after Mostert. Mostert's not a dude you like want as your RB1 or RB2. Like, he's a change of pace speed guy. That's what he is. Why are you blowing all your money? It never made sense to me. That's why I completely faded it. And Jeff Wilson's the only guy that I added from that whole backfield for free. Hold him on the IR. It's free money. That's all it is. And that's what I like. I like value and free shit. So, hey.
Well, you're welcome, Dustin, for telling you to go with Hawkinson. He said Hawkinson saved the day. You're welcome. That's all I'm going to say for the podcast purposes. Just kidding. But no, we have Kenyan, Quez Watkins for the flex. This upcoming week, I mean, do we know that Josh Jacobs is going to play? He's very questionable.
I heard very questionable. Today. When I hear very, that makes me think doubtful.
Yeah, he didn't practice again today. I love Quez, but I don't know how many targets he's going to get, and he's not going to pull off 30-yard receptions every week and 91-yard receptions every week. So, unfortunately, maybe if he gets another one this week, if he gets another 30-yard reception, then Quez is just my permanent flex guy at that point. Okay. But
I'll get out of the way because I know Cody's Cody's going to be the last Quez truther standing, I guess, because I'm going to say Drake. I mean, I don't like Kenyan Drake, obviously, but he played 71% of the snaps last week. If Jacobs is out, we're talking about either, really the probably third or fourth in targets on the Eagles or 70% snaps running back against a defense in Miami that's gotten pretty walked on by Bills running backs and Pats running backs the last 2 weeks. So I'm going to be boring and say Drake, but Cody, are you going to stand by your boy?
Bro, Peyton Barber and Kenyan Drake both have 13 carries on the season. Drake has 20 yards on 13 carries. Peyton Barber has 32 yards on 13 carries.
Yeah, it's a catch.
Awesome.
One or more valuable.
Barber has no receptions. Drake has 10. That's literally what is carrying him in this game, right?
Yeah,
Drake. Okay, he's gonna get his receptions. Okay, I see you. But we're talking about Quez Watkins, brother. Quez Watkins has 5 receptions on the season, 140 yards. He's only had 5 targets. He's caught all 5 targets.
That's what scares me. 5 targets in 2 games.
4 are in the first quarter, 1 in the second quarter. What am I missing here? They need to target him more. Why are we not targeting more? And they're playing Dallas. They're going to be listen. They're going to be losing against Dallas. They're going to need to be throwing.
Yeah.
The only good cornerback in Dallas is Trevon Diggs. He's still underrated, but you kind of saw it more last week, but he's very underrated. Quez Watkins, they need to throw to win this game. And I've said it probably 12 times now. He's Jalen Hurts' version of Will Fuller for what Deshaun Watson was. It was Deshaun Watson. You compare him to Jalen Hurts, Will Fuller, Quez Watkins. That's how I look at it. Javonte Smith had 7 targets last week, caught 2. Jalen Reagor 5, caught 2. Quez 2, caught 2 in the first quarter.
Yeah,
Jalen Reagor was debatable.
Yeah,
No. I saw the one where he stepped out of bounds. I get you. But isn't Ertz on IR?
Yeah, he took
COVID. Yeah, so he
COVID.
might be.
There's not a fucking chance. He'll be out there for a while.
I'm telling you right now, Quez Watkins,
they will keep him on there for as long as they can.
He's scoring a touchdown this week. Guaranteed. Kenyan Drake sucks. Miss me with that.
He does. Kenyan Drake does, in fact,
Kenyan Drake does suck.
He's up against Miami. And where is Miami strong? The outsides, right? They're great at cornerback with Xavier Howard, Byron Jones. Meanwhile, they can get beat in the middle. And honestly, with the running backs that they faced, they have gotten beat over and over and over again over the middle. Yes, they do have Waller, of course, but Waller actually gets used on the outside just as often as gets used on the inside. Meanwhile, Kenyan Drake runs a lot of what's it called? Like the route where they run up and over.
There's a lot of those angle routes right up the middle.
Texas route.
Where Texas route where he ends up coming back in the middle. I think that Kenyan Drake could see at least 6 minimum targets this week. Probably end up with at least 5 receptions.
Have you guys considered it's a revenge game?
Yeah, why not?
Kenyan Drake revenge game.
No, that only counts if you're a good player. When you're Kenyan Drake, you don't get to have a revenge.
It only counts if you're playing against Adam Gase.
If he was good, he'd still be on the Dolphins.
No, this is an Adam Gase issue. This is
Cody,
not a Dolphins issue. This is Adam Gase.
I like Cody selling on Quez Watkins. That Dallas game, Hurts is probably going to have to put the ball up 45 times.
Yeah,
up against Anthony Brown. Up against Anthony Brown, who gets beat on the double move over and over again. I like both players. I don't think you have a losing situation. Let's go ahead and hop on to the flex plays with a good matchup.
Upside. Always go upside.
Let's talk about some of these flex plays with good matchups, though, which we also don't have any notes for.
No, we didn't do that.
So are there anybody like that stands out for you guys, like a Chase Edmonds type player? Maybe even, like a Miles Sanders, I guess, because he's been failing recently. Is there anybody that stands out to you guys?
Wait, did you just say he's been failing recently? First of all, Miles Sanders' issue isn't anything to do with Miles Sanders. It's with poor coaching.
It's always with coaching, but why?
Because coaches are stupid and they like to go, oh, no. I know this running back's getting 5.5 yards per carry, and I know he's an explosive receiver. But what we're going to do is we're going to bring in Kenneth Gainwell and let him run 4 times for 14 yards because that's helpful some way. But anyway.
Well, some people have Miles Sanders in the flex position. So is there anybody that stands out in the flex position, or maybe that's, borderline, that you guys want to make sure is in your lineup this upcoming week? Maybe like a Don Peoples-Jones, because Jarvis Landry just got put there. I just wanted to bring up Don Peoples-Jones just to mess with Shane.
DPJ, I mean, look, I like DPJ, but he's Hoganing it right now. He's doing the full Jalen Guyton, Chris Hogan wind sprint award. He's just running up and down. And they're playing 10 on 11. Like Baker ain't even looking.
Yeah,
it's crazy to me that he's not even getting targeted right now. It blows my mind because he does have all the potential in the world to actually succeed in an offense like this. Because guess what? They succeed in the play action fake, and they never go deep. So when Don Peoples-Jones does go deep, nobody's on him. Like he's wide open. I was watching games earlier today, and there's like 4 or 5 times where he was wide open deep, and nobody targeted him. Now they don't have Jarvis Landry underneath. Odell Beckham. He's
going to be back though.
He's going to be back. But it's his first game back in like 20 years.
Yeah. He's still going to be playing though. If he's active, like they've obviously been patient with him. If he's active, he's still going to be running out there for a lot of the routes.
100%. So is there anybody that stands out to you guys? I want to just, throw that out there. Nobody stands out.
As far as
like a flex position guy that you think can succeed, regardless of the circumstances or, their lower rankings, because
what's different about this than our picks at the end? Just curious.
It's the same thing. It's very much redundant.
You want someone like really deep? Is that what you want? You want like a really deep?
You want to go super deep, like Michael Carter? Because Michael Carter.
Oh my God, we can hop on the next section if y'all want.
Let's go, Cuzzy.
Questions first.
Oh yeah, Cody loves Carter.
I'm here for the Michael Carter.
He's like the one player profiler person who likes Michael Carter. He's like been out there.
I'm the only non-Ty Johnson dude in this whole.
Look, I hate Michael Carter, but he played really well last week, and he saw a massive increase in snaps and opportunities. So it's hard. And Tevin Coleman's basically been turned into a player coach,
which is good. Coleman, it took people. Man, this is like whether like Carter or Johnson or whoever you like among them. The answer was so obviously never Tevin Coleman. And I mean, Jesus, how people talk themselves into that guy in best ball and where they're like, oh man, this is going to be the starter. It's like, for how long, man? Like it lasted a week. And by week 2, he played 7% of the snaps. He's so dusty. Oh my God.
I've got one for you. If Henderson doesn't play, if Henderson plays, obviously Henderson, but if Henderson doesn't play, I'd fire up Sony Michael. And I know his name is Michelle, but he hasn't earned me calling him by the proper name yet. But that said, I mean, dude had like 10 carries in the fourth quarter last week. I don't even know who else. I don't know who else would even carry the ball.
I've heard they're optimistic Henderson will be available, but
are they? Well, then if Henderson's playing, make sure you fire him up. Someone mentioned Rondell Moore. Yeah, I'm firing Rondell Moore up every week. James White is just going to perpetually be a flex play until we're all dead and buried.
He's back to prime James White, baby.
It's basically he's got Tom Brady Jr. there, and they're running the safest offense they can, and it's like Mac, one read, then James White, one read, then James White, one read, and it is James White. So, and that's fine. That's fine. I'm good with it.
All right, so let's do a single shot take real quick because we're falling way behind on our questions.
All right, I had a quick flex. I'll give it in 20 seconds.
Oh, cool. Let's go.
Me too.
Emmanuel Sanders. Emmanuel Sanders has been getting a crap ton of air yards. He's running the second most routes in Buffalo. He's almost running as many routes as Stephon Diggs. Eventually, that team is going to remember how to pass again. And Emmanuel Sanders has a really good role. I could easily see him popping for 15 or more this week.
All right, Cody, what you got?
Watch Javonte Williams. They're going to be dominating the Jets, which also we just talked about Michael Carter. They're playing each other. North Carolina backs playing each other. Michael Carter's actually RB 44 and Williams is 45 right now. So hey, little flex right there on him. But Williams is getting 13 carries last week to Gordon's 13 as well. And then week 1 he actually out-carried Melvin. This should be an ass-kicking game. Why not let Javonte eat? Could definitely be a quiet flex play with Javonte Williams.
All right, so we're going to do single shot questions, right? We're going to do single shot questions as to where, like, I'm going to assign a question to a certain person. We're going to allow the person to answer it that I assign. Shane, you're up first. Should I bench CEH?
Yes.
Okay. You can add to it.
CEH are 3 of the letters in bench, actually.
Yeah, look.
It is.
And I don't want to be
realize that? No.
I don't want to be pile-on guy with CEH, but there's just they're not targeting him. He's fumbling. He's not getting goal line carries. So what do you have? You have a back that sometimes gets the ball between the 20s. That's sometimes, not often.
He ran less pass routes than Nick Chubb. I mean, what are we doing?
So, you bench him.
All right, so we're assigning this topic to Jacob. Do I start Robbie, plays Thursday, hoping it's a get-right game for him, and then start Chase at the flex in case Henderson is a no-go? Or do I sit Robbie, start Chase as the third wide receiver spot, and then Henderson, if he can't go, start Sonny Michel?
The latter for me. I don't hate Robbie this week. He's still getting a ton of snaps. I still think that target share will tick up. But what are you doing? What are you pointing?
I'm trying to point to Cody. He's up next.
Oh, okay. I would do the latter, though. It's definitely Chase over Robbie. I mean, I know that Tampa is going to be a problem as a rush defense, but I mean, when Henderson's been healthy, he's been getting literally every snap. So I would feel quite comfortable rolling out Henderson. And if not, I mean, what are they going to give legitimate snaps to Jake Funk? I don't think so. So I would probably just play Rams back X.
All right, for Husker, because guess what? Cody's never answered a question from Husker before. Dynasty Superflex start 12. CH or Kareem Hunt. And the 2020. Oh, wait. Oh, dude.
Trade.
Wait, is this the trade? I got to pass this to Shane. I'm so sorry, Cody. I got to pass this to Shane.
Oh, I got to pay attention. What?
Dynasty Superflex start 12.
Kareem Hunt in the 2022 second.
All right.
Oh,
that was easy.
It's gotten that far, eh? Has it gotten that far?
And here's the thing. I know, and I don't want to pile on CH, like I said, and it's But the easy move is to say, well, just buy CEH, while his price is low right now. He looks like just a guy that's going to be behind Gerald Williams in a few weeks. Hopefully I'm wrong because I have him in a few leagues, but I'm moving him.
All right, so Cody, this is going to be a combined question for you, okay? Because is Shenault droppable by Joe Calderon, but do I grab James White? So if James White is out there, do you drop Shenault for James White? That's what we're going to do.
Oh my God, that
Ooh,
no, I can't. Well, I mean, it depends on your team, though. That straight up just depends on your team. Because, like, if you go straight 0 RB and you have a James White situation, that he's viable. He's RB 13 right now, and obviously, what we see with Mac Jones is he's playing it safe. No interceptions, no turnovers. They're trying to win games, not win MVP awards. So, I mean, God, if you have a 0 RB team and you're
Cody,
stacked the receiver,
on behalf of the 0 RB movement. We do not let James White stay on the waiver wire, my friend.
I was going to say like that.
We already got him.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's
wait. There's an additional part to this. There's an additional part.
Oh, fuck that. No, I'm out.
No, I don't want James White in 0.5 PPR. That's no fun.
No, what about for this additional part? Oh, wait, that was for the other.
That's where we go. That's what I want, White, baby. Yeah. Give me those PPR points.
All right, so we're going to hop onto this next segment that we have where we actually pick certain players to finish inside the top 12 for quarterbacks, which is the first section. We're going to pick a quarterback outside the top 15 for ESPN consensus rankings. And we're going to try and rock and roll with that. If they end up succeeding, we get a point if they get inside the top 12. And then whoever picks the best quarterback also gets an additional point. Right now, the standing goes as I have 4 points. Shane has 3. Jakob has 3. So we're all very, very close. Last week was an absolute disaster, however. So we really should have just did an all.
No, I would just say that I played good defense. You did. I didn't score a lot of points, but I played really good D on you guys.
You did. You smashed that. You definitely got 3 points from last week. I think I got 1 because I finished with Henneke, and Shane got 2 based off of tight end and wide receiver, I believe. But we have the quarterback position up first. And I'll go ahead and start this out so that we get, an idea for it, especially for Cody, who's probably still streaming through it. Cody can either agree, he can pick a new team, he can do whatever he'd like. But Sam Darnold is my pick up against the Texans, who gave up 332 yards and 3 touchdowns to Lawrence.
Slinging Sammy D.
Dude, Sammy D looks good. They gave up 19 for 21 and a touchdown to Baker Mayfield. I mean, that's nuts. Just the ratio and the completion percentage to that. I mean, maybe the CMC cramps continue. No, I'm totally kidding about that. That's not going to happen. But either way, CMC is going to see a lot of passing opportunities. I think it's going to be a smash play for Sam Darnold. I think he's a lock for a top 12 option outside the top 15 ranked quarterbacks for ESPN. If I'm streaming quarterbacks, Sam Darnold's my guy. Jakob, what you got?
Dude, I mean, look. I don't hate my life, so I'm going to have fun with this one. Game 1 for the QB1, wearing 1. Justin Fields, baby. He's not in the top 15 ranks. He's going against Cleveland. I don't care. He's going to run. He's going to run in a touchdown. That's going to get you 6 points. He's going to throw for 200 yards or so, maybe even 250. That's going to get you 8 to 10 more points. Passes in a touchdown, all of a sudden we're flirting with top 12. Look, you can either be lame and you can support Sam Darnold in his good matchup.
Get out of here with that.
Taylor was well on his way to a QB1 performance against Cleveland. Mahomes lit up Cleveland. I ain't afraid of Cleveland just yet. I'm a roll with Justin Fields. He's been watching the Cleveland Browns since all the way back as his time in Ohio State. All right, he knows what he's going for against this Ohio defense. Let's
wait,
enjoy
that's
life.
3 years. That's 3 years for you.
Yeah, he's been studying. He's used to the time zone. He's ready to go. Look, if you're not gonna have fun watching Justin Fields in his first game with him in your starting lineup, man, I don't know. Enjoy your life a little more.
All right, are either one of you guys ready for quarterback? Shane,
I'm just picking one. Quarterback, by the way, gets very ugly very quick. What is it outside the top 15? I've always said about you. What is that? The top 15? What's the setting?
Outside the top 15, they can finish in the top 12 for quarterback. It's outside the top 20
so much for
running back.
All right, I'll go. Give him a minute. I'll go.
All right.
I'm taking number 21, Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence finished with 411 air yards in week 1, 332 passing. He had 3 picks and 3 touchdowns against Houston, which ended up being quarterback number 12 exactly with the 3 interceptions. Last week, he played one of the best defenses, if not the best defense, when Bradley Chubb is healthy and Darby's healthy in the NFL. 356 air yards, only 118 completed with 2 picks. And now he gets Arizona, who outside of Byron Murphy, it's Marco Wilson, Robert Alford, just a bunch of bums. And what I love is even if Chenault's not healthy, what they got is they got fast dudes and big dudes on the outside. Marvin Jones, Tyron Johnson, DJ Chark, speed. Let me see it.
I like it.
Love it. Dude, it's a good pick. I like that.
Yeah, I was going to go with Jacoby Brissett.
Oh, God.
But no. I'll go Ryan Tannehill.
Shame.
I think Ryan Tannehill. I'm going with Ryan Tannehill.
There you go.
He put up a ton of yards last week. No touchdowns because Derrick Henry is greedy and he took them all himself. But I think Tannehill's about due for some touchdown regression.
I had a Tannehill Brown stack going against Henry in a league, and it was the most demoralizing experience.
Another target for Henry. Sure, just set a career high. Why not? That's okay.
Nothing was sadder than that post that I put up with that losing team who literally had competition against every single guy that he played. Like Julio Jones played up against AJ Brown. Oh, dude, just brutal throughout the whole thing. I don't hate the Tannehill thing. I think he can actually regain, his legs this upcoming week. I'm actually excited
his legs. Did he have an amputation?
Yeah, that's not how legs work. Like if you lose them, they don't grow back, dude.
His ability to scramble?
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and hop on some of these questions. God damn it, guys. Let's go ahead and hop on some of these questions again. We have Zeke dynasty value. Is he worth 2 first round?
No.
Wait, which side are you guys on?
No,
he's not worth 2 firsts.
Are these firsts that have already been used? Are they used firsts? Like is one like my 2015 first or that I spent on Laquan Treadwell? Because then yes. Like is it Laquan Treadwell
or Zeke?
Yeah, so I was gonna say if it's Josh Doxson and Laquan Treadwell, I will take Zeke.
Kevin White.
And Rashard Perryman.
Where is Zeke's value at with dynasty for y'all? Like, what would you if you had Zeke, not trading for Zeke? If you had Zeke, what would you move on for him?
Oh, I wouldn't.
I'm not. He's going to die on my roster because I'm never going to get. He's not as bad as he's looked.
So you guys wouldn't take 2 firsts?
Of course I would, but no one's going to offer me that.
Would you guys take a first and a second?
Yes.
Is this Superflex? It doesn't matter. Yes.
I mean, I wrote the definitive case against Ezekiel Elliott up on playerprofiler.com. So I'm taking whatever you're sending me, but I don't have Zeke on any
first?
rosters. Yes.
Would you take that, Shane?
Yeah. Hey, look, firsts are going to increase in value. Is Zeke going to increase in value?
Yeah, but would you win with the first round pick on your roster if you're
going to win with Zeke on your roster?
Yeah, that's the thing. If
Zeke's not going to.
If he's not going to increase in value, and I don't think he's going to be a difference maker on my roster. Well,
Cody, what you got? Cody, I need to hear from you.
If I have Zeke, I'm holding him. If I get offered 2 firsts, I'm trading him.
Period. What about 1 first?
No. One first and a taxi stash or an upside guy that I like.
What about second?
But I have to like him. First and second?
Yeah.
Probably not. I probably still need a stash.
So basically, Cody wants to move him. He's like, give me the apps. Like
there can't be anyone who has Zeke that doesn't want to move him. Right. Like nobody's like if anyone has Zeke and someone reaches out and says he's available, no one's being like, nope, nothing you can offer me.
Yeah, but Cody's just like, oh, I need the French fries with it. You know what I mean? Like you had the French fries, and they're like, sorry, the French fries are free. And he's like, all right, you drive a hard deal. I'll take the burger and fries.
All right, so Robert, who has been a supporter, since we started this whole show, big shout out to Robert, of course. Should he flex Pollard or Damian Harris? I have Zeke and Kamara, but I feel Pollard has so much of Damian Harris. This is a PPR league. Has anybody looked at the matchups with this? We have what? Cowboys against Eagles. Yeah. That's tough, man. That's a tough matchup.
Yeah, but Harris against New Orleans is tough too.
They're both tough situations. I would say, do not be afraid to play both Pollard and Zeke. It sounds ugly. It sounds terrible. And everyone's like, ew, why would you do that? But they're both getting used. They came out and they said it 2 weeks ago that they know there's 17 games. They know having both these guys healthy is ideal. Pollard looks like he has more juice than Zeke. Zeke's going to get the opportunities. don't feel bad about playing both. This offense is going to score points, and now they're down Cooper and Gallup. And the Harris thing, the Saints front 7, front 5 is very, very strong, just as the Eagles is, but you're still going to get more passing game work out of Pollard.
All right, so Shane traded Everett and Mitchell for Fant. Is this good or bad?
Oh my fucking God. Oh, I am so proud of you. Oh my God. I am. Wow, that is just good work. I am Sugar Magnolia. If I could kiss you right now, I would.
I feel like it's so close to Shane.
I won't kiss you, but I will say great trade.
Beautiful.
All right,
let's
go to beautiful. Jacob real quick.
Yeah, trade Gibson for Montgomery. Yes. Yes. Sorry, no. I meant the other way around. No, I would rather have Antonio Gibson. If you want a running back who's gonna lose pass snaps, at least take the one who's really fast and explosive.
All right, I'm going to answer this last one before we hop into the next one. Drop Latavius Murray to add Pollard, yes.
Yes,
all right, yesterday.
Oh, my gosh. Cody's face.
Yes.
This is Facebook, by the way, Cody. All right, so we have running back position.
I'm going to make that a GIF.
I like when we answer questions from the audience. I think they prefer that more. I wish you would put a poll up on Facebook asking them, would they rather us choose bad starters or answer start sits from legitimate questions?
Shane, we actually do answer all the start sits. You just leave the show first.
Oh, okay.
Jason and I stay and answer all of their questions.
Oh, no, I'm not going to stay. I don't like our audience that much. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So anyways, we have running back position, Myles Gaskin, up against the Raiders. I mean, dude, he ran 12 more routes than Salvon Ahmed so far. Played almost double the snaps. The Raiders have the 4th worst dose score. And although it's very subjective with the dose score, I mean, depending on the running backs that they played, I don't like to put out the dose score yet. It normally takes till week 4 before I start actually contemplating playing this dose score, which is dump off containment efficiency. They still allow Tyson Williams to get in, like 2 times when it comes to red zone opportunities during week 1. I'm all in on Myles Gaskin. I think he's going to actually smash faces. Myles Gaskin's going to have one of these weeks where it's just like one of these outlier weeks. What?
At least, last time you used the term smash faces, you were trying to pub up Kareem Hunt. So at least this time you didn't pick a...
No, I think that Myles Gaskin is the guy this week. I think that he's going to perform at a very high level. I think that this is just one of those weeks. Like, Myles Gaskin has maybe 8 weeks or so out of the season, 6 weeks, probably closer to that, where he just gets all these receiving yards and has opportunities in the passing game. I think this is one of those where he outperforms everybody else. Jacob, yeah. I see who you're on, and it's an old dude.
It's an old dude. Who am I on again?
Uncle.
Yeah, Lombardi. Right. Okay, I don't know if anyone watched Rojo play in the last game, but my lord, I mean, Arians tried. He really tried. He got almost as many snaps as Fournette. At one point, he caught a reception for 9 yards, stepped out of bounds with no one near him, and then gave a first down signal, even though he was a yard short. Then he came back out. He directly cut back away from a hole, directly into a linebacker, and got tackled for a 2-yard loss and forced him into punt. Then he went in for the next series, and he literally swooped away from a block to run a pass route. The guy sacked Tom Brady, and Rojo just stood there and kind of shrugged. Look, I think it's done. I think we're done with Ronald Jones. I'm gonna do Leonard Fournette in this game. The Rams, those are one of those teams. They don't really care if you run the ball on them all that much. They're going to be more concerned about passing the ball, especially with Tom Brady, with Godwin and Evans, and potentially Antonio Brown. We'll see how it goes with the COVID situation. But especially if this is a back and forth shootout game, there's not a chance they're going to be letting Ronald Jones play substantial snaps out there pass blocking in a back and forth game. It's going to be Fournette. I'm expecting to see 60-70% of snaps, and Uncle Lenny going to be an RB1 this week in a shootout.
After you traded for Ronald Jones recently.
I mean, look, I traded like my 28th round startup pick because it was sad. I'm still going to probably start Rojo in that league because my running back situation is not that good.
All right, Shane, what you got?
Man, I don't like any.
This is why you prep ahead of time, Shane.
Well, no, I mean, I don't want to keep beating a dead horse, but it's going to be Darrell Henderson or Sony Michael. If Darrell's starting, then it's Darrell. If he's not playing, then it's going to be Sony.
Okay. Rams running back.
Yeah, Rams running back. Just take that person. Pretend you're playing on the old college football Sega game where you're not allowed to use the players' names and likenesses. It's just Oklahoma running back.
Damn it, Shane, I'm putting in Henderson as your pick.
Put in Jake Funk, fine. Chase. Put in Jake Funk.
I'm putting in Jake Funk. It's already in. All right, Cody, what you got?
I got one that's very, very low key for the same reason. I'm not an Eagles fan either. For the same reason, Quez, I think that Dallas is going to be up early in this game. I think they're going to be riding it, and I think Philadelphia's going to have to pass a lot. And with that comes running back targets, and the running back that I'm targeting in a deep flex. If there's leagues I play in where you have to start like 12 dudes on offense. You get 5 receivers. You can start 4 running backs. Kenneth Gainwell finishes RB22 and RB38 the last 2 weeks. He had a touchdown last week taken off the board. It would have been his second straight 12-plus point fantasy game. Jalen Hurts ran it in the next play, stole the touchdown back from him. He is currently running back 34, and Sanders is running back 23. And if they get down early, you're going to see Gainwell getting a lot more of the pass action just because they're going to be trying to come back. And that's deep one is Kenny Gainwell.
Nice.
All right. We're going to go ahead and start with Shane on this one. Tyson Williams.
Sorry.
Javonte Smith.
Javonte. I mean, look, Cody talked about it earlier. Upside, right? Range of outcomes. Tyson, I could see him really breaking loose for 15 points. Like really, really just exploding for maybe 17 points. Javonte could explode for like 40 points. Like he's getting the targets. It's like Cody said, it's going to be a high scoring affair because Dallas's defense is terrible. Like the 4 of us could probably put up 360 yards receiving against them. So yeah, I'll go with Javonte.
He quietly, I mean, look, his stat line sucked last week, but I watched all of that game. He got the least he possibly could have. Like he was so close to actually having a good game. He got a bunch of targets, down the field. There were balls that just took off his hands, or balls were just a little overthrown. Like he'll be fine.
I don't know, but that with Diggs on him
this week.
Okay, yeah, we'll go with you on this one. Go ahead, Jacob.
Oh man, I don't want to answer Colts questions. It makes me sad. But yes, he's definitely worth playing this week. I mean, I don't know if anyone's watched the Colts the last 2 weeks. If you haven't yet, don't. But Carson Wentz isn't good. So if you're worried about Carson Wentz not playing, I'm not really sure what you're worried about. Like he's bad. So if whoever's playing, Pascal's probably still going to score 2 touchdowns because he's Adam Thielen for the Indianapolis Colts.
All right, we got Bridgewater, Tannehill. What you got, Cody?
Bridgewater, Tannehill. I think I got to go Tannehill here. I think Bridgewater's going to be in a run-heavy game. They've been in a run-heavy game, running 2 tight ends. You got Sutton out there, but they're not going to need that against the Jets. I think they're going to be running a lot. Tannehill's going to need to be passing. I'm assuming against the Indianapolis Colts, I think they're going to bring a lot more to the table than the Jets will, and that's going to cause. And plus, Tannehill, they just want to get right. They got back against Seattle. They need a freaking win, and they need it again. So that's where I'm at with that.
All right, so I got a question. I need an RB2 this week. Options: James Robinson, Tony Pollard, Latavius Murray, Mike Davis, DeAndre Swift is RB1. Obviously, going to be playing DeAndre Swift, but I mean, I don't see how you fade away from Tony Pollard this upcoming week. Let's go ahead and hop on to wide receiver positions.
Really?
We've got.
Y'all play Pollard over J-Rob?
J-Rob hasn't been getting the work.
Yeah, actually, he has. He got most of the targets last week, and he got most of the rushing attempts. He didn't get the results.
That's because they wanted to save Clyde Edwards-Helaire because they were losing so bad. So, I mean, I'm sorry,
Carlos
Hyde. Yeah,
you would compare CEH to Carlos Hyde.
It's so bad. Like, it's so bad at this point. Carlos Hyde, they don't want to compare those two. So let's hop on to wide receivers. Jacob, you want to start this one out?
Yeah, sure. Let me just remember who I picked. Now I remember.
I'm going.
Okay, outside the top 20, I mean, I don't know why this guy's outside the top 20. Everything about his usage suggests he should be ranked inside the top 10. He's had a whole role change. He's been getting tons and tons of targets. He's been getting targets in the short areas. He's been getting targets down the field. They've been giving him carries. He's a baller. He's made Robbie Anderson a beta in this offense, and Terrace Marshall's only running about 60% of the snaps. Give me DJ Moore on Thursday night. Put him in your lineups, right in the wide receiver 1 chair because he's going on Thursday. He's going against the Texans' trash secondary. I mean, nobody knows more about anything in the NFL than Cody, but I don't even know if he can name everybody that's playing cornerback for the Houston Texans. They're such a bunch of bums. DJ Moore is going to walk all over them to the tune of 6 catches, 120 yards, and 2 touchdowns because he's allowed to score those now.
Shane, you want to go next?
Yeah, top what? Top 12?
Outside the top 20. Gonna finish
Shane,
in the top 12.
You just said you were ready right off the bat.
Outside the top 20? No, yeah, I'm definitely going with Marquis Brown. How's Marquis Brown?
Are you serious?
Chase picked. Read the sheet, you dolt.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't care about that. I'm just going to take his. How in the world is Marquis Brown at 25? That is just ridiculous.
I think you just read the show sheet, you saw my pick, and then you picked my pick.
Fine. I won't go with him.
I knew what you. No, I can.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna go ahead and grab T. Higgins. T. Higgins has shown that he's not quite ready to give up the alpha role, which isn't a real thing. But he's not ready to give up that wide receiver 1 role. And even if he is going to, he's more like a 1.5 than a 2. With Cincinnati, so let me go with T because he's been great this year, and I can expect it to continue.
All right, Cody, do you want to go, or should I just go since Shane already ruined my pick? I feel like I should just go.
Oh,
okay, go ahead. No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
She's great.
Hey,
all right, we just talked about him. Zach Pascal. Zach Pascal, top 12. Through the first 2 games, the Titans have allowed 4 wide receiver 1 games. That's coming via Ryan McDowell. He found that one, tweeted that out last night. Right. But Zach Pascal is going to be lined up against Chris Jackson, Breon Borders, Elijah Molden. Garbage. Christian Fulton is pretty underrated. He's going to be lined up outside against Pittman. And something that I figured out, I tweeted it out the other day, was Zach Pascal and Michael Pittman. Jalen Ramsey lined up on Pittman on just 14 snaps, but he followed he followed Pascal into the slot on 26 snaps. He was only targeted once for 7 yards, but it shows you Pascal is the top option in this offense. And I know Jacob's more of a Colts fan than I am, but what I've seen from Pascal, I don't hate. And what you said with Adam Thielen rings a bell. I like that a lot. He's wide receiver 18 right now. Should not be out to the top 20. Great matchup. They're going to be throwing a lot. The only thing that might push me away from this is if it's Ellinger or Eason.
Ellinger's on IR. It'll be Eason.
Oh, okay. I thought Ellinger was okay. I thought he said it, but whatever. If it's Eason, I don't know, man. I'm not gonna like it very much. I might be starting Mike Strawn if it's Eason because that training camp correlation.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, that's Zach Pascal's my guy here.
Cody,
all right, you gotta lock in Ashton Doolin and Mike Strawn into your lineup.
Mike Strawn, dude. So I just finished my show up, Undercovered Ops. If anybody finds that, Mike Strawn is the last guy I talk about on the show. He's the Undercovered Op of the week.
So, Cody, we actually have to talk about the Jalen Ramsey matchup later because it's been blowing my mind. We will discover that after the show, and we'll bring it up.
Just followed Pascal because Pascal's such a stud, and he's actually the Colts wide receiver.
That just tells you what the Rams think about this offense. So they're not scared of Pittman. They literally allowed Pittman 12 targets, 8 for over 100, and they're like, this guy's not going to beat us. Just let him stand out there and do dumb shit, and we'll try to take Pascal out of the game. They put Ramsey in there. They won the game. So obviously that was the game plan, and it worked, period. That's what you take away from that is what LA focused on.
Mm-hmm. So my biggest thing is Detroit, right? They're poorest as ever. Mm-hmm. They always have been. They've allowed a explosive pass rate of 17%, which is passes over 20 yards. I mean, it was just insane the amount of passes they allowed to that stretch. Meanwhile, 25% of Marquis Brown's receptions have been of gains over 20 yards. Meanwhile, 3 of the 12 receptions have been classified as deep balls. So we're going to sit there and we're going to see Marquis Brown go off once again for probably the 11th straight game, I believe, that he's played, where he finishes as a top 15 or at least top 24 wide receiver. Marquis Brown is a smash play this week. And I think that with the lack of pressure that who they're playing out, I believe the
Lions.
Jets. The Lions. Yeah, sorry. The Lions allow to the quarterback. I think they're going to absolutely explode when it comes to the passing game for the Baltimore Ravens. If Rashad Bateman was in, every single Rashad Bateman shirt would be rock hard by the end of this week. So
if anyone wants a sneak preview of the Pareto Principles by DFS, call them up on playerprofiler.com. I'll be talking a lot about this game. I'll be talking about Lamar, who's currently projected at 8% ownership. I'll be talking about Marquis Brown, who's currently projected at 1%. 1% ownership projection.
It's crazy. He's at $5,600. Like, he's at 5,600. And also, I have an article coming out for Player Profiler games I want to target. And this is one of the games I actually want to target and a very limited, perception wise. Like, we have certain games that are going to go off this weekend, such as like Seahawks and Minnesota. But this game is such a narrow, minded target as to where you want to focus on certain players in this game, and it could end up winning you a lot of money. So absolutely go check out playerprofiler.com for this article is coming out. So let's go ahead and answer some more questions real quick. We'll do the single fire once again. Oh, all right. So let's start this out with Jakob, because he is such a Corey Davis fan, and he brought up Odell Beckham.
And I'm also an Odell fan, though, so it's tough. I would play Corey Davis in this one, probably. Kind of a gross game. I don't really want to be playing guys against Denver, but I don't know. I'm not sure if I can trust Odell in his first game back after an ACL tear. I'd probably go with Corey Davis.
Shane, should Dustin Coleman pick up Sermon?
You just pick him up, yes.
If he's free.
Yeah, I mean, no.
Oh, wait, here it is.
Okay. Drop.
I'm assuming that Zach Wilson is a backup in a 1 QB.
Yeah, if this is a 1 QB league, I'm dropping
maybe
Zach
Dynasty.
Wilson.
Maybe Dynasty, because he's
been
in since Dynasty.
Nah, you can't do
Zach Wilson in Dynasty.
Or Marshall. You're not dropping Marshall in Dynasty either.
Yeah, none of these guys are available in Dynasty or even cut material, but I'll drop Zach Wilson for him in redraft.
All right, this one is all yours. All yours, Cody. Drop any of the following for Marvin Jones Jr., Sterling Shepard, T. Higgins. I got to read off for the podcast, man. Sterling Shepard, T. Higgins, Marquis Brown, Jamar Chase. Follow-up question is, if you don't drop any of those guys, who do you start in the flex?
Assuming you start 3 receivers?
Assuming.
Okay, you're starting both the Bengals, playing Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's banged up. Hayden's out. You're playing Marquis Brown against the Detroit Lions. And Shep is playing against the Atlanta. I'm starting.
I said Oliver in the middle.
Yeah, I'm starting all 4 of them.
All right, what if you start 2 and then you have to eliminate one of these guys just in case?
Higgins. Bench Higgins.
All right.
If Hayden is out, bench Higgins. If Hayden's in, bench Shepard.
All right, so we have Marvin Jones Jr. versus Cortland Sutton. I'm going Cortland Sutton all day, every day. I think Cortland Sutton is almost matchup proof to an extent with his size and his ability to get downfield. He's one of the very few guys that I discount when it comes to, or I don't discount when it comes to matchups. Marvin Jones Jr., I believe it's all game script dependent, so I'm going Cortland Sutton on this one.
Marv's gotten pretty lucky. He's the only wide receiver so far that Lawrence is throwing catchable balls to. If you're just watching these games, it's like every time Lawrence targets Chark or Visca, he's just chucking it into the stands like a T-shirt gun at halftime. And then, he throws to Marvin, all of a sudden it's a dime factory.
Jacob, that could be my favorite quote of all time from you right there. Trevor Lawrence just has this T-shirt shotgun ready to rock and roll. All right, so we have our last position, which is tight end. And Jacob, I'm going to let you start this out again unless Cody wants to go with it. Cody looks like he's ready. I don't know.
Go, Cody. Bring it.
Oh, shit. I don't know if you guys are going to like this one. This one's deep. And
I don't have to like
it. With Odell. So listen. So Landry, let me build it up for you. Landry's on IR.
Okay.
Odell comes back.
There's still 3 options here.
Odell's going to be running a lot of empty routes. I think he's going to be out there. He might get a couple targets, whatever. I like Schwartz. I dug deep into last week. I love Schwartz, but he seems to be still a little bit raw. He's been running a couple fucked up routes that Baker doesn't, he's underthrown a deep slant, whatever. Schwartz, no. Donovan Peoples-Jones, no. At tight end, I hate Hooper. Austin Bryant's, I'm butchering this. Harrison Bryant's getting up stick in routes ran. David Njoku isn't even in the top 25 here on ESPN, but David Njoku has been looking very, very good. Week number 1, he was tight end 13, 3 receptions, 76 on 5 targets, 102 air yards. This last week, 3 targets, 2 receptions, 18 yards. He's healthy. And when David Njoku is healthy, David Njoku eats because he's a superior talent to Austin Hooper and Harrison Bryant combined.
Love it. I absolutely love it. I have so much freaking David Njoku in Dynasty, and I think it's finally happening. I'm excited for flashes this year, and I'm excited to see his next contract.
Which team? Yeah, who's getting up on, for this next contract? Which team?
Well, I don't know, but I know that the last time that there was a really athletic tight end that I fell in love with during the pre-draft, and then he really didn't do much except for a couple flashes in his first contract. And then he went somewhere else, and I really loved the team, and I got all excited. And that's what I think my David Njoku is going to be next year. That is my man, Gerald Everett. I was really dispirited in week 1. He ran the same amount of routes as Will Dissly. That was pretty unfortunate. But then week 2 came along. He ran 29 routes in week 2. Will Dissly only ran 9. So Gerald Everett was the clear pass-down tight end in that offense. Didn't amount to anything. He got like 1 freaking target because Russell Wilson was really enjoying Freddie Swain that day. But now they're going to be going to Minnesota. I mean, look, Max Williams has been in the league for I don't know how long, playing glorified right tackle. And all of a sudden, he had like 100 yards against this Minnesota Vikings team. I believe CJ Uzomah was even making plays against the Vikings. He had like the game-sealing play in that week 1 game. And so I think we're going to see a lot more chances for Gerald Everett in this game this week, especially if he keeps running like 70% of the routes and what I think is going to be a really high-scoring game. So give me Gerald Everett. I bet he gets 4 or 5 looks this week. And if you get 4 or 5 looks from Russell Wilson, that's usually all you need because one of those is probably going to be a touchdown.
Yeah, I'm done with that. I'm actually going to take Max Williams in this one, right?
The right tackle.
Dude, I mean, honestly, like Max Williams this past week, though, he ran a ton of routes. I think it was, 7 on 7.
He jogged
for receptions. He did jog. And this is not a pickup I want every week. So when it comes to like waiver wires, I think I put him at like 5% fab because, hey, if I get him for this week, it's great. If I don't, whatever, it's not a big deal. But the Jaguars have already allowed 16 targets to the tight end in just 2 games. That resulted in just under 130 yards and a touchdown. I think that with the target percentage that's allowed to Max Williams and the Jaguars being really efficient up against the tight end position, I think we could seriously look at Max Williams repeating last week, if not better. They have decent cornerbacks on the outside that they brought in the offseason. Excuse me. I think that Max Williams this upcoming week is a very big, very low floor, very high ceiling type play, and I'm going all in because we're looking for tight ends that can finish in the top 12. I think that Max Williams can.
That's comparable on Player Profiler too. Zach Ertz.
I find that offensive to Zach Ertz, to be quite honest with you.
I don't disagree with that.
Screw Max Williams. He out-targeted DeAndre Hopkins last week, right?
He targeted, I think, everybody.
He was hella productive in college, by the way. I remember watching him at Minnesota. He had like a 25% target share his final year in Minnesota.
He was a dog.
He was in rookie drafts. Like we expected a lot of him. We were quickly that was beaten out of us. Like I think he missed 1 year. He sucked another year. He's always been bad.
He was not the Ladarius Green of the tight ends, where we just loved him every single year, regardless of the production.
Ladarius Green.
We all love Ladarius so much. Green. So painful.
Yeah, it's a shame. Oh well, life goes on. I'm just gonna go with Evan Ingram because I'm gonna assume that he's actually gonna play this week. Atlanta's trash, and that's it.
If Ingram doesn't play, do you get Kyle Rudolph as the backup like you did with the Rams running backs?
I take no one because it's tight end, so it doesn't matter. There's if I say no tight end, I have a 50% better chance of getting it correct than naming one.
No, man, you got to put your faith in Rudolph.
Yeah, no, definitely. Kyle Rudolph is he's a football player. So, yeah.
All right, so let's answer a few more questions, and I'm going to let you guys get out of here. I'm going to hammer out. If you want to stick around, you're more than welcome to. If not, I'm literally just going to give answers as I go. But let's answer at least a few more questions with the group. I'm going to pass it around once again, just like we have been doing. So, Jacob, let's start out with you. Is Gibson finally ready to be a top 8 running back this week?
Look, he's ready. I mean, like he's going to wake up and he's going to be in a good frame of mind and everything, right? I'm sure he's eating right and working out, but I don't know. We haven't seen any running backs have much success against that Buffalo defense. I think this is the week that Josh Allen remembers that he's a good football player. And I think that Washington is going to get beaten pretty handily. And so I think that Gibson managers like myself, we're going to be watching the second half. We're going to hate our lives because we're going to watch J.D. McKissic catch a bunch of dump-offs. So I would say no, not this week.
All right, Cody. I got Jacobs, Eckler, and Gordon. I got to drop one. Pittman or Claypool to really sit Evans.
You got to drop one of Jacobs, Eckler, and Gordon. And Pittman or Claypool, do I really sit Evans? No, you're not sitting Evans. AB got COVID, so he's not practicing right now. If he doesn't play, Evans, you're playing Pittman or Claypool. Claypool, we talked about that earlier, why we're going for Pascal over Pittman and Claypool in that game. Dropping Jacobs, Eckler, or Gordon. You're not dropping Eckler's between Jacobs and Gordon. Pretty much both dust, depending on what you think of what's going to happen. I mean, that's just yuck, dude. Like, yuck. I don't even care. Drop Gordon.
All right, so Shane, is Dawson Knox going to happen this year? I give you your favorite topic of all time, late round tight ends. Let's go.
I don't care, but no.
Actually, I have a take on Dawson Knox.
I mean, yeah,
tight end 11.
He's seeing targets, right? I mean, he's being productive. It's just, what's a tight end 11 worth?
He saw 3.
No. Okay, Dawson Knox. I almost made him my pick this week. They had 28 out of 33 pass routes. A Bills tight end ran a route on 28 of those. All 28 of them were run by Dawson Knox. He's got full reins of the tight end 1 role in Buffalo right now. His only competition at tight end is Tommy Sweeney, and he hasn't run a pass route this year.
But that's not the issue. Like, the competition is not the
issue. It's an issue, right? Like, if Josh Allen becomes good again,
and then Josh Allen is going to feed. He's going to feed Diggs. He's going to feed Emmanuel Sanders, and he's going to feed Gabe Davis. And Dawson Knox is going to see 3 targets because he's a jag.
Dawson Knox is going to be George Kittle. But
you just compared them. You just comped them to George Kittle. Knox is
like on your dynasty waiver wire or something, and Josh Allen's going to be throwing 40 passes a game, and he starts playing well, and Dawson Knox is running every single route. Like, he's going to have weeks where he catches 4 balls for 50 yards at a touchdown.
In that specific instance, yes, sure. Dawson Knox is a thing.
Keep in mind, Washington struggles up against tight ends. Cody, do you want to say one more thing? Because
I was just going to say, he's a dude, but he's in that offense, and they're going to throw a lot. He's in the family of Ben Watson, Blake Jarwin, Eric Ebron, and best comparables on Player Profiler. So it's a jag area, but they still score in certain situations. And I think Knox is better than all the guys I just listed.
And he ran a 4.59 at his pro day. That's not nothing.
No, I mean, he's athletic. I shouldn't have called him a jag because he's not.
No, he is, but he is.
As a player,
above average jag. As a
player, athletically he's fine, but as a player, he's going to just be a guy. And I just honestly, if Josh Allen gets right, I don't think it's going to be because he started feeding Dawson Knox. It's going to be because he started feeding Diggs, Emmanuel Sanders, and Gabe Davis. I'm sure Dawson Knox.
He's going to feed Diggs, and then Diggs is going to be like, actually, I'm a little bit full. Can I grab a doggy bag? And then he's going to hand the doggy bag to Dawson Knox, and sometimes you open the doggy bag and it's like 1 egg and a piece of toast and some hash browns. Occasionally you find a touchdown in there.
Wait, do you do a lot of brunch in Canada?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, that makes more sense. All right. So real quick, let's go ahead and go through where we can find us. But I'm still going to stay on. If you guys want to stay on, you can answer the questions with me, whether that's Shane, Cody, Jacob, or none of y'all. It's all good. I'm still going to stay on and answer the questions. But let's let everyone know where to find us. Shane, start it out.
Shane is the worst. Dynasty Trades HQ podcast, Manic and Chill. Find me writing for Dynasty League Football, fantasydata.com. Oh, and then on this show every Wednesday.
Shane, wait, where can we find you? I need more enthusiasm.
I'm on Twitter at Shane is the worst. You can also find me at Dynasty Trades HQ podcast.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh, yeah. Also writing for Dynasty League Football. Also do a video show for them on the YouTubes, Manic and Chill. And also write for Fantasy Data. So check me out.
Go. All right, Shane. Good job. All right. So, Cody, where can we find you?
You can find me at Carpentier NFL on Twitter, at Carpentier NFL on Patreon, and all my stuff is on Player Profiler. That's pretty much where I'm at during the entire season. Cornerback, wide receiver matchups, cornerback rankings on playerprofiler.com. Yeah, that's it.
All right, Jacob.
Find me on Twitter, FF_RTDB. You You can find my weekly column on Player Profiler, the Proto Principles, getting you ready for DFS, especially from that strategic point of view at a more of a high-level philosophical DFS perspective for tournaments. You can find me as well, of course, here every Wednesday. You can find me on Fridays for the Full Tilt Dynasty podcast on the Full Tilt Dynasty Network with Billy and Tom. And then you can find me on Saturday for my DFS show, No Free Squares. Otherwise, just hit me up on Twitter, and I'll be posting all Sunday, especially every time Zeke looks bad.
Love it, man. Absolutely love it. You guys can go find all of our content over there at fantasyintervention.com, along with join our circle _ on Twitter. You guys can go find my content over there at _intervention, youtube.com/fantasyintervention. And we have some big things coming up, and I cannot wait to announce them. That'll be coming within the next couple weeks. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will get on with the rest of these questions for anybody that wants to stay in. Shane, I know you're out. You're on old man time.
Thanks, Facebook, and you kids take care. Bye. Thanks for coming on, Cody.
Jacob,
I gotta run because look, this has been a struggle week. We got law school interviews and stuff for summer positions, so I'm way behind on readings. I gotta get that done. I gotta start my article up. So I'm a peace out. All of you in the chat, if you find me on Twitter and you want my take on anything, I don't know why you would. My start-sit record on this show through 2 weeks is very questionable. But if you want that, maybe you just want to find out what I say so you can do the opposite, whatever. If you find me on Twitter and you reach out, I will get to you at some point in the next couple of days, no problem. But otherwise, I got to run.
Later, Jacob. Thank you for coming in. Cody, you want to get out of here?
I'll hang 5-10 more minutes. I just cracked a monster, so let's do it.
All right, let's go. Let's go. All right, so let's start out with this one because this is one that I skipped over. Pena Gabe, I think. He wants to know about Rondo more. Is there anything that you want to say that hasn't been said yet about him being amazing, him getting the targets? I actually had him as the rookie that's going to break Anquan Bolden's reception record. I think that's very likely, and it's becoming more and more likely as the season goes on. I mean, they've used him very sparsely so far, and I think that as long as he stays healthy, we can see a record-breaking performance.
Yeah. There's not much that needs to be said about Rondale. He is I think, number 2 option in that offense, to be honest with you. And I think you're only going to see that grow even more and more. That was just his big boom onto the scene last week, and I'm pretty excited for that.
All right. Let's answer a question from Hunter Hall. Full PPR, 12-team, Gordon, Jacobs. Pick one. I think we have – Wait. So some of these questions are getting very confusing because I don't know if we have to pick one for this section and then the next. So hopefully we get an answer from that. However, we are behind by 40 minutes. So I don't know if we'll actually get the answer. But let's say we pick one from each group.
Okay.
Let's pick one from Jacobs and Gordon and then one from Claypool, Pittman, and Osborne. I like Claypool this week.
Yeah, I like Claypool out of those 3, then Osborne, then Pittman, and then running back. I'd go Gordon first.
I'm in the same boat. All right, Carr or Herbert? So Herbert should have a shootout, right? Like everybody's been talking about how this is going to be a massive shootout between the Chiefs. Yeah. But Carr has a very deceptive matchup, and he's been playing very well so far this season.
Yeah, I think Carr will be just fine. It's just a game where they could get up early and Dolphins really haven't fought back, and Brissett's there. It could get ugly. I'd rather have Herbert in a shootout, like you said.
I agree with you. That's actually a good point. I was going to say like 50-50 Carr, and I was going to take the safer option being Carr, but I think that Herbert is the right answer here. You bring up a very good point. All right. Would you start Daniel Jones over Tannehill? Sorry, no. I laughed a little bit. No. Daniel Jones is a joke. Like, it's a division rivalry as to where he put up points, and Washington defense does not look good. I'm going Tannehill 100%. All right, we have Thomas Tipple in the chat. Why? This is actual comment. All right, so let's hop in and say, would you pay for Teddy Two Gloves in a Superflex league? What would you pay? Like, all right, so let's run this out because I don't want to make this a full-on conversation, but I do want to get your thoughts on this. So just hypothetically say that somebody in a Superflex league offered you Kareem Hunt for Teddy Bridgewater. Which side would you take?
In Superflex?
Yeah.
I take Teddy. I can throw out here, though, we have on playerprofiler.com Trade Finder and Dynasty Deluxe. We have a thing where you can go in, you can click the format, Superflex, league size, scoring, all this stuff. And you can type in a player and it'll show you the last trades that were done on MFL. So in the last week, this is a day ago, Chris Carson for Teddy Bridgewater straight up. This is a dynasty league.
Wait, do you like that trade?
I like the Teddy side, I think, in that.
Over Chris Carson.
It's weird because I like the it's running back, right? I'm gonna have Teddy for 7, 8, 9 more years. I think is where he's gonna last.
Dynasty. This was dynasty.
Dynasty. That's what I'm saying. I think I'd go that route. Kenny Galladay for Teddy straight up.
What about if you got like for standard like Superflex leagues? Would you take Chris Carson for Teddy Bridgewater in a standard Superflex league?
I don't think I would, because I think he's only a year or two away from being like the running back. It drops off quick, and he's already at like 27, I think.
Oh, he's up there. Yeah,
I think I'd still lean Teddy just because of that.
All right, so let's go to Monte Smith or Tyrell Williams, I'm guessing. Yeah, it has to be. Wait, why is this a question?
Yeah, I was gonna say there's got to be, which other Williams are we talking here? There's got to be another Williams that I'm missing out on. Tyson. I bet you it's Tyson Williams.
Oh, God.
But there's no context, though, behind it. So if it's PPR, Javonte, if it's half, Tyson.
Pat, we need context. We need context.
Context.
All right. Big Friday week. Do you agree with Dustin on this?
So we just dropped this new article. It came out this week on Player Profiler. It's not really an article, more so than it is notes. I'm the manager of a team of 75 guys that does all the charting for Player Profiler. It's where you get all your advanced data and stuff. And I asked a bunch of them, I go, you just got done watching the game. Give me some news and some notes. And the guy that did the game, the Pittsburgh game, he said, Ben's arm is dead. The offensive line sucks. And the one takeaway is that outside of Najee, they're trying to feature Freiermuth more than anybody else in this offense. If I could pull up the quote, I'm doing it really quick as I type. He says, in quotes, they rarely use 2 tight end or 2 running back formations. Najee is their guy. If he's not in the backfield, which is 90% of the time, he's lining up in the slot. And Pat Freiermuth is becoming their guy. He's a great blocker, ball catcher, and is becoming a security blanket for Ben Roethlisberger. I don't really see much need for Eric Ebron in the future, as he's running bad routes and is not a great blocker at this time. So Freiermuth, I think he's still a buy in Dynasty if you can get your hands on him. Most people that have drafted him, though, are all the way.
I literally just wrote that down at the timestamp just so we could actually try and pull that out. I love that. And we're obviously going to include Player Profile in that quote. All right. So would you rather start? I think we just had this question, but I couldn't find it earlier. Yeah. Maybe he switched over to a different platform. There's no way that we're going to start Tannehill over Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones over Tannehill. Sorry, excuse me. So let's go ahead and move on to this. Melvin Gordon or Damian Harris. Flex's Cup. Oh, so essentially, they want to make sure that we wouldn't start Melvin Gordon and Damian Harris over Cooper Kupp or Ezekiel Elliott. I think that this is a legitimate question, right? Like this is a flex question, correct? Are they starting Melvin Gordon or Damian Harris over Cooper Kupp, Ezekiel Elliott?
No.
If so,
I think the thing is that his one running back is Elliott, and he's stacked at receivers, and he needs a second running back. Right, so it's RB2 on the team.
Well, maybe
because he's not benching Kupp. Kupp's his flex. He's period flex. He's not going anywhere. I would assume, unless he's saying, "I can."
Yeah. So if we would say Melvin, you're probably right. So he's saying, "Hey, we're not going to move Kupp. We have Melvin Gordon and we have Damian Harris, and that's going to be my running back position. I'm not moving Kupp out of the flex because my wide receivers are boss."
I think I'd lean Melvin here. Unfortunately, I love Damian way more, but he's getting the Saints front seven, and I think it's a James White game again. The only way Damian pays off is he gets a goal line touchdown. The Saints front seven's their strength.
All right, full PPR, Jacobs or Melvin Gordon, Claypool or Pittman. Claypool, obviously, and I think Melvin Gordon's pretty obvious, right? Do we need to talk about it?
Yeah. No.
I think we talked about it earlier. All right, so 0.5 PPR, 5 bench spots. Drop Fuller or Boyd to pick up Rondell.
Drop Fuller.
Oh man, I can't drop.
That's
Fuller.
Tough. That's so tough, but
I can't.
There's too many guys there. I think I like Rondale as the number 2 option in Arizona because I like that more than I do. I think look at Rondale. He's like kind of a combination of both of these guys, right? He can stretch it and he can play him and Kirk played equal, like they ran 4 wide a lot. And I don't know. I really like Rondale there. That's really, really tough, but I would lean Rondale because of health and that offense is way better than it is with Brissett. And there's Parker, Waddle. There's way too many dudes, cliche alert, in Miami to suffice Will Fuller for me.
I'm a little bit concerned about Rondale Moore's like half-point PPR, essentially, although he does get the big plays. Like he gets big plays over and over and over again. Yeah. He's not a big PPR monster, but I feel like they could use him towards the tail end of the year as that. So as we move on to the championship weeks and the playoff weeks, I would want Fuller on my roster. Like I don't want like Boyd on my roster for the championship week. So I'm not going to play him. Like if we come to like, hey, semifinals, finals, I'm not playing Boyd, but you still have to get there to that point. And I think that Fuller is that player where you want to hold on to him. Boyd, we haven't seen – he hasn't been a target monster. Like he has not, like he has in the past. It's tough for me. I like Boyd a lot, but I'm going to say Boyd over Fuller at this point. It's very close up. Mm-hmm. All right, so we have – wait, Haskins? Terry, you definitely set me off on this question. I'm so confused. We have to go. Oh, wait, he said Gaskins or Ingram.
Oh, there.
I'm taking Gaskins over Mark Ingram. I don't think it's a question. Do you have anything to add to that now?
Nope.
All right. I should be on the show. He called Simon. Wait. Hunter said he called Shoni Mitchell Michelle. So you didn't even say. Oh man, I love Facebook. Facebook's amazing. All right, we're almost there. We're kind of almost there. All right, 12-team PPR: Herbert, Kamara, Mixon, Thielen, A-Rob, Sutton. Wait, what are we discussing here?
12-team PPR. I have Herbert, Kamara, Mixon, Thielen, A-Rob, Sutton, Darrell, Jared Cook, Pats, D. That's your team. Sweet. Good team, bro.
Oh, wait. We got one that falls down.
Would you drop Cook for Doik? Doyle, yes. Drop. I would add Doyle over Cook. That's just a personal preference thing. I think they're very close to each other, but I would go Doyle, honestly. Just if Wentz is healthy.
All right. We need to fly through this. I'm done. All right. Trade opinion. Give Brandon Cooks, receive Elijah Mitchell.
What's the
my current RBs? Kamara, Hunt, D. Johnson. My wide receivers are Devontae Adams or Deebo Samuel, Watkins, and Cephas. 14-team non-PPR. I would not give up Cooks and non-PPR for Elijah Mitchell.
Non-PPR.
Non-PPR. That's the game breaker because I might consider it just because your wide receivers, your running backs are so weak. But in non-PPR, Elijah Mitchell, no, like he holds no value to me in the future. For Brandon Cooks?
So you click it, put it in the trade analyzer, and it's dead even right now. That's what I'm looking at. And the only reason I would go Mitchell is because you have David Johnson as your third running back, and that's kind of fucked. But obviously, I like Brandon Cooks more. But half PPR.
David Johnson is going to blow up your trade analyzer very soon, just because he's getting looks in. Like we're not talking about dynasty. This is
I know.
This is redraft.
Yeah. This is redraft?
Yeah, it's all redraft.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay.
This is week to week. Like David Johnson will blow up this shit very soon.
I don't know about that, but yeah, I prefer Cooks.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on to not Doik. Wait, this is still. Oh yeah, then he said Doyle Ingram. All right. Should I pick up Evan Ingram? I have Johnny Smith and Freiermuth. All right, so Evan Ingram has not been healthy. He also can't catch. This is a big issue for me. That's why I don't like Deontay Johnson, is because he can't catch. Any tight end that can't catch is a big issue for me because then they just become an offensive lineman who lets down their offense. Evan Ingram has been that guy who also can't stay healthy. However, Freiermuth has proved nothing so far. So if this is a standard league, yes, I would rather have Evan Ingram, who has yet to show us anything so far this year, but so is Pat Freiermuth. I'm going Evan Ingram. When was the last time that it was a relevant tight end in the Pittsburgh offense, regardless of the offensive coordinator?
I mean, McDonald had a couple games. Ebron had a couple games, but it was never a long-term thing. I think that's why they're trying to force Freiermuth into.
Are they trying to force it? Or are they just grabbing a viable option?
No, wait, the Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
No, they like Freiermuth. He was a top second tight end in the NFL or in the draft. They liked him, second round pick. Like they want to have a guy there. It's not like they don't. It's I don't know. I like him, but not. Yeah, I'd take Evan Ingram this year in hopes that he stays healthy. This is like dynasty. You going Freiermuth? I wouldn't hold Freiermuth in redraft though.
All right, so we have another question coming up. Henderson out, Michelle Cordell, Javonte Williams, Latavius Murray, Pittman Myers, flex. Jesus. Let's go to Javonte Williams on this one for me.
Yep.
If that's Javonte Williams, I'd go Myers and then Pittman because Jamal Williams has tough matchups. If it's Javonte, I'm going Javonte.
Give me Javonte. If it's Javonte, go Javonte. If it's hope it's not Jamal. If it's Jamal, I'd go other way.
This is so stressful. All right, let's see. Gordon or Jacobs?
I feel like we've got that one like 8 times.
Yeah, Gordon. All right.
Gordon.
Njoku or Jared Cook? ROs.
Oh, I don't like that.
Jared Cook.
I think it's probably Jared Cook. I don't like that. I said this on my show earlier. I think this whole Cleveland thing, you can like Njoku. I think we both like Njoku, but it's a tough thing to bet on anybody in Cleveland right now, other than the team itself being good. This kind of sucks.
All right, Christian Kirk or Rondale Moore every day of the week. Let's hear the beard dude. I don't even know what you're talking about because we're literally 20 minutes behind. I fell asleep with Shane. Stop it. Wait, dude, holy shit. These questions are terrible, guys. Please help me out with these questions. All right, got offered Elijah Mitchell for Mike Cart, AJ Dillon. Drafted 0 RB. Have Taysom and Sermon as the other. No. Wait, why did I even finish reading this?
No.
All right, let's go ahead and end this. Let's get out of here. This is painful.
Okay, look at the last guy. There you go.
One more possible trade. Give Devontae Adams, receive Hopkins and Montgomery. Dave Montgomery.
Redraft, give me Adams.
No, I hate Dave Montgomery, and I'll still take Hopkins.
Yeah, I think in redraft I'd take Adams though. I know it sounds stupid because you're like, well, Montgomery's going to start, but week 1, Damien Williams cut into that quite a bit, and I don't know. I'd take Adams because him and Rodgers have this different connection than I think anybody else in the league has. That'd be the only reason I would do it. I would go for Adams.
Yeah,
I love Hopkins. Don't get me wrong. I love Hopkins. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't argue you either way. That'd be my thing.
Tim, you need more. You just need more.
Yeah.
Like that's like if you're gonna give up, you're gonna need more. I think I'm on the DeAndre Hopkins side and Dave Montgomery, and I hate Dave Montgomery, but I think you need more. Like you need a game changer in order to trade away Devontae Adams. And although I think it's very close, I still think I would need more because Devontae Adams is a league winner when DeAndre Hopkins is a week winner. And I think that matters. Like, I think that matters significantly. It's kind of like Antonio Brown back in, 2018 or so, 2017, where, hey, guess what? Although we got injured, he was still a league winner for the most part until week 15, 16. I think that Davante Adams is a league winner regardless of what he's done so far. DeAndre Hopkins is a week winner. So that's where I would draw the line. Cody, real quick, once again, where can we find you?
At Carpentier NFL on Twitter, patreon.com/Carpentier NFL on there, and on Player Profiler, doing my thing.
Thank you.
And Roto Underworld Radio. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That Underworld Radio is going insane. It's about to become a satellite. It's about to become a different station, which is kind of like what I had in mind prior to where I started my company. I'm like, let's do all these different things. Let's put it together. Let's create a station. And that's what Roto Underworld has become. And it's just crazy watching it because it's like, different concepts coming together, and it's the perfect idea, in my opinion. Like, it's something that I had years ago. So very stoked to see you on there. Very stoked to see your show on there, and hopefully it becomes something where it's 24/7, where we just have different articles and different episodes coming out on a constant basis. But I appreciate you coming in. You guys can find our stuff over there at fantasyintervention.com, playerprofiler.com, and soon to be a very soon announcement within the next week and a half. Thank you guys for listening, and thank you all for letting us intervene with your fantasy football life. We're out.